a lone warrior stands toe-to-toe with a charging woolly mammoth. His spear held high, his face contorted with a fierce determination. This final confrontation between man and mammoth is a battle for survival, a clash of two titans from two different worlds. Who will claim victory in this epic showdown? Our story begins thousands of years ago, in the heart of the Ice Age. The world is a frozen wasteland, home to some of the most fearsome creatures that have ever roamed the earth. Among them, the woolly mammoth, a massive elephant-like beast with thick fur and enormous tusks, stands as the undisputed king of the tundra. But even the mighty mammoth is not safe from the relentless march of time. As the climate begins to warm, their habitat shrinks and they are forced to migrate south in search of new grazing lands. But the mammoth's journey is fraught with danger. Along the way, they must contend with rival herds, vicious predators, and the most formidable opponent of all, humans. The human race has been hunting mammoths for generations, and now, with the mammoths on the move, it is a battle to the death. Our story follows a small band of hunters, a close-knit group of rugged, muscular men and women who have honed their skills in the art of the hunt to perfection. They are clad in animal skins, their bodies adorned with intricate tattoos that tell stories of their bravery and honor. Their weapons are simple but effective, wooden spears and stone clubs that can deliver devastating blows to their prey. But despite their primitive tools, these hunters are a force to be reckoned with. They are quick, agile and tenacious, able to track their prey for days and endure the harshest weather conditions. Their leader is a grizzled veteran named Tage, a man who has seen more winters than he can remember and has faced down more dangerous beasts than he can count. He is a man of few words, but his actions speak volumes of his courage and determination. At his side is his son, Tage, a young hunter eager to prove himself worthy of his father's legacy. Tage is strong and skilled, but he is also reckless and headstrong, a trait that could cost him dearly in the battles that lie ahead. As the story unfolds, we see the hunters tracking a mammoth through the frozen wasteland. The mammoth is huge, its thick fur and enormous tusks making it a formidable opponent. But the hunters are undeterred. They know that the mammoth is their most valuable quarry, and they are willing to risk everything to bring it down. The chase takes the hunters across frozen rivers, through dense forests and over treacherous mountains. All the while, the mammoth is just out of their reach, its massive bulk thundering across the landscape like an earthquake. Finally, the hunters corner the mammoth in a narrow valley. It is here that the battle for survival will be fought. The hunters surround the mammoth, their spears and clubs raised high. The mammoth trumpets loudly, its breath forming clouds of vapor in the frigid air. Then it charges. The hunters are thrown to the ground, their spears and clubs clattering away. But they are ready for this. They had planned for this moment. They roll out of the mammoth's path, then scramble to their feet and resume the attack. The battle rages for hours. The mammoth is a whirlwind of tusks and muscle, but the hunters are relentless. They jab at its flanks with their spears, trying to weaken it. They dodge its furious charges, never giving up. Finally, the mammoth collapses, its massive body crashing to the ground. The hunters stand over their fallen prey, their faces a mixture of exhaustion and triumph. They have won the battle, but the war is far from over, for there are still other mammoths to hunt, other dangers to face, and so the hunters set about the task of butchering the mammoth, their work cut out for them. Meanwhile, somewhere in the frozen wasteland, another mammoth trumpets its defiance, unaware that its brethren have fallen. This is a young male, a challenger to the old guard, a new king waiting in the wings. He is magnificent, his tusks longer and sharper than any other mammoth's. his fur thickest and softer than the rest. He is the last hope for the mammoths, the one who will carry on their legacy when the others are gone. But the young mammoth is still green, inexperienced in the ways of the hunt. He needs guidance, and he finds it in the most unlikely of sources, a human woman named Lyra. Lyra is no ordinary woman. She is a shaman, a healer, and a seer, a woman who can communicate with the spirits of the dead. She has seen the future, and she knows that the mammoths are doomed, but she also sees a way to save the young mammoth, to protect him from the hunters and their spears. Lyra sets out to find the young mammoth, and when she does, she uses her powers to communicate with him telepathically. The mammoth is wary at first, but he is drawn to Lyra's wisdom and compassion. He learns from her the secrets of the forest, how to read the signs, how to avoid the traps set by the humans. The two become a team, an unlikely alliance between human and mammoth, shaman and beast. But the hunters are closing in, and soon the mammoth feels their presence on the wind. He knows that it is only a matter of time before they find him. So he and Lyra flee into the forest, pursued by the relentless hunters. The climax of the film is a heart-pounding chase through the snowy forest. The mammoth and Lyra weave and bob to avoid the hunters' spears, all the while being stalked by Tor and Rorg, who refuse to give up the chase. The mammoth is fast, but the hunters are quicker. And as the chase reaches its climax, it becomes clear that the end is near. But the mammoth has one last trick up his sleeve. He leads the hunters to a treacherous ice bridge, spanning a deep chasm. The bridge is narrow and unstable, and when the mammoth crosses it, it collapses beneath the weight of the pursuing hunters. Tor and Rorg find themselves plummeting into the darkness, their fate hanging in the balance. In the end, it is Rorg who survives the fall. He crawls out of the chasm, battered but alive. He looks back to see the mammoth and Lyra standing over the edge, watching him with sadness in their eyes. The mammoth trumpets, one last time, a farewell call to a world he will never see again. Then he turns and disappears into the forest, leaving Rorg alone in the frozen wasteland. Rorg is devastated. He has lost his father and his people, and now he is alone. But he is not defeated. He has learned a valuable lesson about respect and compassion. He will carry this lesson with him for the rest of his life. And so the story ends, leaving us to contemplate the relationship between man and nature, and the importance of respecting the creatures we share this planet with. The film's stunning visuals and powerful performances will stay with viewers long after the credits roll, and its thought-provoking themes will continue to resonate.